Hi, and welcome to Our Small Table. Today we're making pizza dough and frozen pizza. Here's our finished dish. Let's see how we got here. The first step I did off camera, that was to let our yeast dissolve. You can see it there. I should have used a different color bowl, but that's been dissolving for 5 minutes. And I'm going to add the olive oil to the rest of the water. And then set that aside. This is our all-purpose flour. I'm going to add the whole wheat flour and the salt. And we're just going to combine that. With that running, we want to add the yeast. And the water olive oil. Now I'm going to stop it for a moment so that I can scrape down the sides. And we're looking for this to form a ball. So I shall return shortly. As you can see, it's formed a ball. It was only off for about 30 seconds, the camera, so it really comes together very quickly. I'm letting it knead in the machine for a little bit longer. Then I'm going to do a very brief kneading by hand. I'm going to go ahead and take off my rings to prepare for that. The other thing that I've already done is I have oiled a straight-sided container. I like these straight-sided ones especially because it forces the rise upwards. It can't rise and flatten out. It has to come up. That looks like that'll be about good. And I'm going to move the stand mixer out of the way so that I can do a brief kneading on the counter. I'll be right back. What we're going to be looking for here is a satiny, smooth dough. I'm not going to film the entire kneading process because it'll get very boring for you very quickly. It'll be about 3 minutes or so, and add more flour as needed. And all that we're going to do when this is finished kneading is just drop it into the oiled bin, and we're going to leave it to rise covered in a warm place till it's doubled, which will be about an hour. Once that's happened, well, I was going to just stop filming now, but I think I will give a quick visual of what it looks like in the bin once I finish kneading, so I'll be right back. Here it is. Now if you're new to risen yeast breads and you're just not sure exactly what you're doing for the rise, one little trick you can use is to just put a piece of tape in line with the top of it when it first goes in, and that way when you come back in an hour you'll be able to see that it really has risen. Sometimes you think that it'll be obvious, and then when you get back you're not entirely sure how much it's risen, and that gives you a good sense of where it started. Since proving drawers are less common in the States, if you'd like to mimic one, you can heat up some water in the microwave for a couple seconds, 20-25 seconds, take the water out, put the dough into the microwave and let it sit. That way the microwave starts out warm and it's a warm place. I generally don't do that, but it is a way if you're having a particularly cold day or whatever the case may be. If you want to mimic a proving drawer, that's an option. Just warm place, out of the way, covered, and we'll be back in about an hour. It has been just shy of an hour, and I think you'll agree, since we started out about here, this is risen well. Just kind of want to gently, because I don't want to knock out too much of that air that I've just gotten in. So we're going to gently pour this out onto a floured surface. And I'm going to try to cut it into 5 semi-equal pieces. 5 is not an easy one to do. Even numbers are always much easier. And if one of them's a little bit big, which this one is a little bit big, it just means that one of the pizzas will be a big one. So making a cage with my hand, rolling this into a tight little ball. I'm probably going to have to add a little bit more flour to my surface here. And these are going to have a second rise just here on the counter. Look at how much bigger that one is. That is unfortunate. And I will just drape a clean towel over the top of them. It's going to be about 20-30 more minutes. That's all there is to it. You just want to wrap each one tightly, and it can either be refrigerated for up to 8 hours or frozen for several months. The other option is to use it right away, obviously, which I will probably go ahead and do one of them, but also you can press it into pizza shape, put the toppings on, and bake it just until the crust is set but not browned, which will be about 5 to 6 minutes. Then you let it cool to room temperature, wrap it just as well, and you can stick it in the freezer and you have a frozen pizza. Then when it comes time to cook it, you just pull it out and bake it directly from the freezer for about 12 minutes. Thanks for joining me at OurSmallTable. The recipe I've used today is linked in the video description and is available at OurSmallTable.com. Next time we're continuing our Make Ahead series, so click subscribe so you don't miss out.